Hello and welcome to A VO's Journey. His name is Anthony Pica, and this podcast is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy landmines that he seems to step on. In today's episode, Anthony will discuss a 6-step marketing plan for any social media site. Let's do it!
This is VO's Journey. With your host, the incomparable Anthony Pica.
All right, I want to start off by thanking Chuck Brown for that incredible opening. Thank you, sir. You are awesome. It was funny. I was messaging Chuck and telling him that he was way better at that than I am. So thank you for elevating this podcast. Anyways, I want to talk to you tonight about marketing on social media and 6 steps that you can take to grow your social media presence, but more importantly, not necessarily your presence, but grow actually your business from social media. I did a video today, and if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, it's A VO's Journey. And I'm on YouTube, and I've been posting every single day now. I do a live at 1 p.m. You can catch me at A VO's Journey, or, you could just catch the video after. But, I do it every day, Monday through Friday. So lots of great videos there. But anyways, I did a video today about promoting your Fiverr gig off of Fiverr. And, it can also apply to anything else. But one of the things I was talking about was the linking, etc. But I'm going to dive into a strategy tonight that is absolutely really incredible. And this strategy comes from Kim Phillips, who wrote a great book about Instagram for business from Entrepreneur magazine, and she took an adaptation from Dan Kennedy's strategies for direct marketing. I'm sure you've heard of Dan Kennedy, but anyways, he published a book about direct marketing. That's probably one of the most amazing direct marketing books, but not a lot. That book doesn't talk about marketing on social media. It's more talks about letters and flyers and things like that to that nature, and not necessarily on social. So what Kim Phillips did was she took that kind of that process that Dan Kennedy came up with and modified it for social media. And what I've kind of done is just taken her process and modified it a little bit more for the purpose of us using it in general for any social media outlet. And I really believe that, I think that this 6-step process is something that you can use to drive traffic to where you want that traffic to go, and inevitably, hopefully, purchase your voiceover service. But you have to remember that in order for that to be happening, you've got to have a place for them to go. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But, there is a lot of other creative components here that this process does not talk about. This process is basically just like the nuts and bolts of a funnel. Okay, like, when you get started on a social media platform like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn as a business owner, as a voiceover artist, and you are trying to get business from these platforms, this process, this funnel helps you to identify in quantitative terms, right, that how a customer enters into your realm of being, as you will, and moves through this funnel from top to bottom. And we hope at the bottom is where they end up purchasing from you. All right. So let's go ahead and start this off with the first process. And, if we want to look at these kind of as, rules or something, we can. But the first one is that, and I talked about this earlier, everything that you do from now on your social media needs to be measurable. you must be able to measure what you are doing. And if our end goal is to get business, see, that's the thing, right? Your end goal could be a variety of things, but I'm approaching this from the standpoint is maybe your end goal is to sell your voiceover services, right? So then that's your end goal. So then that's what needs to be measured. However, your posts, your link clicks, your profile visits, your, where you're sending them, whether you're to your website or to another site or to a squeeze page or to a sign up page, an email list, you're sending them to Fiverr or your profile on Voice123, wherever you're sending these people, all of that needs to be measured. Okay, now it's difficult to measure the people when they get onto those sites, but hopefully they go straight to your profile, and then you can measure usually like on places like Fiverr, although recently they seem to have a problem with their statistics. But anyways, when they get that back up running correctly, can measure your social clicks, et cetera, et cetera. But anyways, everything you do from this point on needs to be measurable. That is rule number one. So you need to have systems put in place to measure them. Now, here's a couple things you can do. One, you have a unique URL. I love bit.ly. And, it's just a link shortener. And what it does, though, is, yes, it shortens the link, but what you do is it also allows you to track something that bit.ly does really well is you can track what's happening. So, for example, if you have somebody click on your link in your profile or click on a link in a Twitter post or something, if you are using that tracking URL, you're going to be able to see who is how many people clicked on it, what social platform they clicked from, and then where they're going. And then you can look at and measure, well, what posts are doing really well. This is the data that you can collect. It's very powerful, but you got to have some way to measure that. And having a measurable link really, really matters. Okay. Also, a good suggestion, too, is you having a unique email address in your bio, meaning that if someone emails you, if that's part of your strategy, getting people to email you, then if you have a unique email address, like you could say, Anthony Pica Instagram @gmail.com, do you know what I mean? Then I know if I get emails through that, they are coming from my Instagram account. Right? Does that make sense? It's measurable because I know that it's just not a random email. I don't know where it comes from. And then you don't have to do that weird thing about, oh, hey, how did you find me stuff, right? You already know. Okay. So just remember, rule number one, it has to be measurable. Use those two techniques I just gave you. You can use it for LinkedIn. You can use it for Twitter. You can use it for Instagram. You can use it for Facebook. All right. You can use it across the board. Okay. Now, the key is, and I know we didn't talk about this, but where do we send them? But we're going to get to that in a second. All right. So now, if it's on social media and you are trying to either sell somebody or generate leads, okay, and if we can qualify like a lead as, getting someone to actually put down, us write down their name to saying this is a possible business or person that could buy from us. All right. That's like a lead. Okay. A possibility of a sale or a relationship of some kind. Right. So we look at that as called lead generation, or we can look at just literally cold selling on social media. You can do both. Lead generation is probably a little easier than cold selling. And of course, it depends on what we're doing. And for us, since we're B2B, we're selling to other businesses or small businesses or big, whatever, lead generation is a lot easier in the sense that, people are a little more willing to, conversate with us in a social aspect than us saying, do buy from us. So anyway, so the second thing is that there needs to be some sort of offer. Okay, so you've got to have some sort of offer. You've got to have something special, some reason why people want to, they want to click on your link, they want to do something with you, or they want to learn more about you. There's got to be something special. It's really neat. Kim Phillips, in her book, she gives like a checklist, like a lead generation checklist. And, there's certain things that I think for us matter and work really well. And there's certain things I don't think. The challenge is when we're talking about voiceover, right? We are a very unique industry. However, it's what's cool is that we, even though we're unique, we spread out to all industries, right? Because we are in marketing. So we are marketers. Even though we are just an aspect of it, we are marketers, which means that we have to look at it from a marketing standpoint of view. So, she talks about things that you can put together that would make people want to click on your links to get something, right? Like there's an offer that you are offering them. So in return for you giving them something, okay, giving them something like, a guide or a chapter of a book. I mean, if you're an audiobook narrator, you can offer, a free chapter to an audiobook. You could offer, you could even run specials and give away, when you do your audiobooks, you could give away free audiobooks as a part, when they give you your 25 free ones. Videos, you could give away samples. You can give away webinars, checklists, scripts, templates, video training series, discount codes. You can give away all kinds of stuff, right? But the idea here is that you are offering something to get their information. So in return for them getting something free from you, you get their email information. Okay? That is, and nowadays you have to understand that data is currency, right? Data is currency. The more data you have, the more email addresses you have, the more ability you have to reach people that you want to be able to reach, okay, in a targeted fashion is worth more than gold. Because we are in the age of extreme noise and clutter. So when you have the ability to reach specific people, you, my friend, have the gold and you are the king of the hour. So this is a great way to generate leads, and to get that is to have an offer. You can sell, but if you're going to sell directly, you need to make sure that that link is something that is, they're like the first ones who are going to get it, or there is some sort of sale going on, right? Where you're offering a sale, or there's a free trial, you get the first one free. You know what I mean? Or maybe, you get for us, maybe you can have like, on this one, you get free, you get free commercial rights, or you get free, for the first one, you get, or maybe you do it for under 24 hours for the first one, or it comes with a bonus, some sort of offer that's outrageous, that's not normal, right? Some sort of special. Okay, some sort of discount, something that you can offer if you're going to sell on social media that gives people a specific reason to purchase from you. Remember, we are giving people reasons to purchase. Okay, so this is a great, that's a great way to look at the offer side. So rule number 2 is you've got to have something to offer. All right, now rule number 3, okay, is that we also need to create a reason for them to respond now. All right. And one way to do that, okay, is going to be, something that you are putting out there saying, hey, listen, there is a special. Like I personally love to offer specials like, it was a Halloween special, right? Well, that a Halloween special is time sensitive, that it's only going to go till Halloween. So there's only 10 days left of this special. You are just giving people a reason, okay, to not be stuck on decision mode, and they're forced to make a decision, meaning like they can't just sit back, all right, or it'll pass them by. Okay, so either they make a decision not to buy from you, or they make a decision to buy from you, and that special is in that amount of time. Just like when we get all these emails and all this marketing, it's all time based. Okay, or the special is going to end this weekend. All right. Because they know that it helps our minds put a time limit on something. We are way better when we have to make a decision now than we are if we're given a bunch of time. Okay. It's like procrastination 101. So remember, rule number 3 is that there always needs to be a reason for them to act now. Okay. All right. So let's move on to rule number 4. It is so important, and I coach this a lot with Fiverr too. It is so important to have clear instructions and how to respond. Okay. Like how you're going to respond to them. So when you are actually creating this marketing strategy, all right, you need to make sure that everything you put together from A to B to C to, C to D to E to F, whatever, is very simple and easy for them to follow. Meaning that they shouldn't be sent somewhere where it's so difficult for them to figure out what to do next that they just get fed up and leave. You know what I'm talking about. You've been to those places too, where you found something you really like or you want to buy something only to know that it's so difficult to actually move forward because you can't even figure out where to contact someone or how to even buy. And then you don't even know. The worst thing is when someone's told you about it, you go there and you can't even figure out where the stuff is. You want to purchase from them, but you don't even know how to get it. I hate that. You have to make sure that it's so easy. The instructions are clear on what to do, what is going to happen next, so that there is always a clear way on how the response is going to go, what's going to happen, what's next in line. So if someone clicks on your link, they go to the next page where maybe your offer is, right? So maybe you're offering a one-time, or you're offering like a one-time free 100-word or less voiceover, okay? And they need to know that the next thing they need to do, if they would like to take you up on that deal, all right, you're going to fill out this quick form, which is like their name and their email address, okay, and a place for them to post their script. The next thing that you're going to see is you say, I will email you back within 24 hours with your voiceover. And and it's very simple. You are making a clear instructions about exactly what you were doing on that page. There's not a lot of fluff. Okay. It's a welcome Instagram, just welcome Instagram. Thank you for coming to, thank you for clicking on the link from my profile. All you have to do is in the, I'm just making this up, in the box below, add your name, your email address, and post your script. As if it's 100 words or less, I will send it back within 24 hours, and it is free for you to use in whatever fashion you want. Okay. And then you could simply put, by, doing this, I only ask that you are okay with me sending you, my newsletter every month or something. All right. You don't have to put that down. But the point is that you don't have to do that either. You don't have to give away a free one, but you're giving them something. All right. But you're also making it clear on how to do it. Okay. All right. So the next thing is rule number 5, which is, branding is important, and branding is a part of your marketing and sales funnel. You don't always have to tell people that they need to click on your links. In fact, you shouldn't. I love that Gary Vaynerchuk, and I've talked about this too, but he wrote a book a while back. He's wrote a couple books. He's had a ghostwriter write his books. Anyways, he's written books about like a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook, which is a great book about, basically boiled down to this. In social media, you want to give, and then ask, right? So if you are giving information, you're giving entertainment, you're giving value, and then after you've done that, you ask, so like give, then ask for them to click on your link. All right. Then give, then ask for them to click on your link, right? Like you want to give, ask. And that is building your brand. Okay. Building the brand is it's a step in the process for your marketing and your funnel, because the more these people trust you too, right, the more they're going to be willing to click on your links. All right. So that's super important. All right. So that was number 5. Okay. And I think we can look at that more as we can replace that from the branding standpoint, but more of the jab, 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 right hook. Okay. And this is about creating the content, right? Give, and you're creating content either around something that's entertaining, something that's educational, and you can choose what that is. Maybe you want to be the person who does political ads, and you want to, put out information about voiceovers or about people helping with politics or things that are going on from a marketing standpoint. Like, as a marketer, how do you help politicians or campaigns, get in front of more eyes? That's an interesting way to, get an audience that is probably what you want to find. And then, by the way, this is a great time to start doing that because we're about ready to go into, the presidential election. So, it's one of those things where it's a good way to think about how you can offer education and offer entertainment. All right. And then the last thing, and this ties right back into the beginning, is results are everything. You have to use the results to make your decisions. Okay, that the data that you collect, the results that you get, you have to pay attention to them and live by them. Because if your audience likes something and you are getting the results from something they like, but it might not be, they might not have enjoyed you posting information about your favorite coffee cup. You know what I mean? Like the coffee cup, and your coffee cup says, I'm a voiceover artist and you can touch me. I don't know if you've seen that one, but maybe they don't like that, but they really like that you put out an infographic about, the 5 steps in generating more traffic or generating more, Twitter likes or whatever. You know what I mean? For their solopreneur business. And they really like that. And you're getting results about that. So you look at those results and you're like, okay, well, they don't like me posting my cup or my pictures about my cup. So I'm going to post less of those. And I'm going to post a little bit more of the data-driven things because my audience wants that. However, it is important to note too, that don't do away with everything that is uniquely you, because that is a part of your brand. And that's why I was saying branding is a part of marketing in your sales. Okay. Because think about marketing or branding is such a long-term idea, right? Branding is a long-term idea where sales is right now. You know what I mean? I mean, those departments usually hate each other, right? Marketing and sales and branding, they just hate each other because, sales are like, I've got these, these deadlines, I've got these quotas I've got to meet, and branding is kind of like, well, you can't really measure brand, there's not necessarily, it's not, quantifiable, but the thing is you need both, right? Because brand will be that one thing that pays off immensely, but you have to have sales, right? Or there's nothing to brand. So, I mean, you need both. And in this case, for us, though, you have to continue to look at the results and know that you've got to see what your audience likes and follow, and give them what they want. All right. You got to entertain them the way they want to be entertained. And you have to educate the way they want to be educated, while at the same time keeping you in it as well. Okay. All right, you guys. So we've got those 6 steps. All right. We've got your tracking. It's got to be measurable. All right. We've got, you always have an offer, or you have some sort of offer that is either to generate leads or to make a sale. Okay. The third one is that you're always going to be giving them a reason to respond now, a reason to act now. Whether that's a special for a holiday like Halloween is just, 5-6 days away, however many days away it is. And I think it's 8 days away, right? 7 or 8 days. There's the special, and they have to act now so they don't miss out on, the 20% off that you're giving them. Okay. Number 4 is there needs to be always clear instructions, how to move forward, what's next in the process. They need to easily understand that. It should not be difficult. All right. Number 5 is that whole idea of the jab, 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 right hook, making sure that you are branding at the same time you are marketing and you are selling. All right. And more so branding more than you are marketing and selling. So use that model, jab, 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 right hook. Like I said, from Gary Vee, that's a great, I love that model. I love that content model idea. And then the last thing is results are everything. Check your results data, use it, live by it, and take that data and make the right decisions to grow your business. All right, you guys, I know this was a really kind of more of a technical podcast tonight, but I wanted to give you a strategy that I think you can use and you can modify for each one of your social media platforms. In the end, all of this will boil down to consistency as well, okay? Because data is not good unless you can show enough time to where you can get a large enough pool of data to take that aggregate and make it worth something. Because if you don't, then the little bit of work that you do will be skewed. Some people will be weirdly lucky. Some people will be weirdly unlucky, and you'll just lose the rest of your hair. If you're like me, you don't have much anyways, but if you have hair, you'll lose it, or it'll turn gray or whatever, or you'll throw you know what you'll do? You'll throw your favorite coffee mug that says you're a voiceover artist out the window. So it's important to be consistent and give it some time. And the consistency is where most people fail. They might start today. They might start tonight after they hear this podcast. They might do it a day or two. But then they quit because they're like, well, this doesn't work, or it's too hard, or I don't feel like doing it today. All right. Part of being a business owner is figuring out that challenge, or figuring out how to solve that challenge, right? Whether that's systems that you put in place, whether you buy software that helps you post on multiple days and you choose one day to come up with your posts. Okay. Now, we didn't talk about, I talked about, again, and I said this in the beginning, this is a strategy with content. All right. We didn't go into what type of content you're publishing, but that's for another podcast. But this should give you a great model that you can use and modify. You can use all of it, parts of it. But I think this is a great model. And again, I want to, give shout outs to Dan Kennedy, Kim Walsh Phillips from Entrepreneur, Gary Vaynerchuk. I mentioned these people. I've studied them, using their stuff, and I want to thank them for their hard work. And hopefully this has helped you. I also want to thank Chuck Brown for that incredible intro to the podcast. Thank you, Chuck. And if you haven't gotten a chance, please share this. Also, check out my YouTube channel, VOsJourney.com. Go there. Make sure you subscribe. Doing a lot of wonderful things over there as well. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. And if you would like to do the intro to a VO's journey and get a shout out, you can always message me there as well. All right. Thank you guys so much. You have a wonderful night. Peace.